Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that interruption, but we're currently in quali with 5 minutes to go. On screen, we've got Alan Marks just playing a cool in the pit lane. We're in round 6 at Road Atlanta. And we've got GT3. The guys just still choosing which car they want to choose. Looks like Alan Marks is in the Ferrari at the moment. Just go through, see what the other guys are into. We can see on the road map it's quite a long course, nice and open, flowing. It's very undulating, very challenging track. These guys are finding it hard to get their eye in on a decent car at the moment. Alan Mark currently on P1. On screen we've got Thomas Foster, Mike Bentley for tonight. He's been running the Bentley all season so far. We are in round 6. I've got a new driver as well. We've still got Scott Black in the Ferrari for Rinaldi Racing. We've got James Moyer joining us as well. He's got the Lamborghini Hurricane GT3. Colours. Nick Biddick. Also lone Bentley. So there's a couple of Bentleys out. The car again. And he's running in P5 at the moment. Anna Zenison from Sweden. Got the best livery in the house. Just ruined it by hitting the guardrail there, but there it is, the Japanese anime for the Good Smile Racing team, Japanese Super GT team. And Troy Cieslowski, 3rd Bentley of the night, so I'll take my words back in saying it was a lone Bentley of Thomas Foster, but he's now 3 out of 7. We're still expecting Little Scissor to jump in the second race of the evening. Let's say he wants to score points for this championship. Okay, there's 2.5 minutes to go. There's quali, and it looks like Foster's fastest time at the moment. Really got to commit over the corner. We'll go a full lap with Foster as we go around. No, he's parked it, so I'm going to have to choose someone. Nick Biddick. Wow. Who's on hot laps is the track map. If you ever see the circle number light up and see flames, it makes it on fire, so that gives me a good indicator that I want to check out the might be his fast one, but he wants to maximise the speed across the start finish, which he starts his last final lap, I'd say. Last final lap, I'd say. Very tight turn 3 there. It's a blind. There's a lot of blind corners that you can have to come into. He's hit the curve a bit too hard there. Lost a bit of time. Comes it back down in the 3rd gear. Doesn't want to get loose across that section there, and that's where the two configurations is. So it's a bit bumpy, cars get a bit wild through there. So he's current speed and information half a second up, so he's not going to be smashing any time. They're in playing the track map. Doesn't look like it, so it looks like the stay the same as is. Front row, to be honest. That's Nick Fiddick just finishing quali, getting ready for the race. Each lap is 25 minutes. Each race is 25 minutes. I'll just go over the intro because we didn't get to do that at the start of the race. So, okay, Road Atlanta, based in Racecentre, Georgia, USA. Each lap is just over 4 kilometres and was first opened in 1970. As I said, the race length's 25 minutes. We've got 3. The first one goes on your quali result. The second race will be reverse quali result. And then the third race will be the combined points of the 2 first races. Okay, so the weather's fair and it's 29 degrees. It is round 6 of the season, so we're at Road Atlanta, and this will be the final one for the year. So this will take us into the Christmas season, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone that's watching at home. We hope to see you back for Macau on the 13th of January, and then Bathurst for the last round of the season. So I don't know if I got, I've just missed the results for quali. Let's see if I can bring them up. Looks like, okay. So I'm not mistaken, Thomas Foster did pinch Nick Fiddick for pole with a 1:21.003. That's a surprise. Nick Fiddick will be next to him. Alan Marks, Scott Flack, James Moyer, first race in the GT3 is with us tonight. Anders Anderson in P6 and Troy Chislowski in P7. Alright, I'm just going to check with the guys. We'll go to a commercial break and we'll be back after these messages. And 100 metres water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James. Okay, so we've kicked over to the race. We've got 50 seconds to grid up with a 25-minute race. Okay, so I'm just going to set the starting order and bring up the timing screens. And then once we roll off, I'll show you the grid for the first race. Just got to tell the guys that it's a formation lap. Okay, so the guys are now aware it's a formation lap, so we'll be rolling around one lap to warm up the tyres. Thomas Foster leading us around. That's the starting order. So we've got Thomas Foster, Nick Fiddick on the front row. Alan Marks, Scott Black next to him on the second row of the grid. James Moyer, Anders Anderson. We've be on the third row of the grid, and Troy Jaslowski and Khalil will probably join us for the second race after this one, and he'll start from the back of the grid. Okay, so let's bring up all the goodies and the info so you guys at home can keep in touch, see what the guys are doing. And you can check your eyes on the stats as well. So being the last race of the season, we'd like to thank our sponsors. You'll see them down the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. They've been behind us the whole season long. It's been a tough year, but hopefully we'll be back bigger and better. We're on the screen with Nick Fitting, so I'll bring up him Bentley. He'll start in the front row, so we'll watch him for the first few corners. Hopefully there's no banter going on behind. Trying to warm up the tyres while staying on the circuit. This track's definitely quite slippery in some places with the change of undulation and the uneven surface. So it's going to be very testing through the first few laps. So he brings us up to the start-finish line. See them queuing up behind. Alright, once they all lock into position, we'll be on our way. Just listen for the tones, for the start lights. Alright, here we go, 5 seconds to the start of the race. Listen for the, see it, you can see the lights top of the screen there. When they go out, that's the start. Here we go. Nick Fittick got a slow start. Mark's got a flying start there in the Ferrari. Nick Fittick should have been playing 10-2 after this, but he just pushed it wide. And he's put Foster in the flag, so it's been a bit of a tough opening for the 6th round of GT3 2020. But Fittick's kept P2, but Alan Marks is rolling way up the front there in the Ferrari. And that's both drivers are in the shop at the moment on our full motion sims. You can see Alan Marks really working the wheel there. That's just to keep the car under control. Looks quite smooth on screen, but behind the wheel, that looks like Nick Fittick's just gone down the back there. Not too sure what happened to him, but we'll go back up the front as Alan Marks is dominating the first lap at the moment, running away with it. Scott Flack, the best one to chase him. Right, Anders Anderson from Sweden, also in the shop in the Mercedes, kept it cool. He's been practicing most of the night, so he's done well. Trying to catch the front runners, but he doesn't need to. He's already in 3rd place. You can see all the dots are still in line, so no one's really falling off the grid too much. Nick Fittick making his way back up the front as he's passed Anders Anderson and then Troy Jaslowski. Looks like it's going to be James Moy in the Hurricane. Back section looks like it's easy to throw a lot of speed in, but you really need to sacrifice speed to get a better exit, because that's the launch for the longest straight down the back. And that's the place you're going to gain position down the straight here. So watch out. now on a mission. See, going to a deep opening zone through the S's and up under the bridge. I see some will accelerate now. Nice, got the fastest lap of the race so far, 122.582. You can see the flying crest, so the blokes really need to put to the spot, just keep the loud pedal down and really need to. Depends on how you hit it. It should be a flat last turn on that main straight. You can see it's really quite strong here. When you take that inside curve and it does, but it's unsettled the car a little bit. You can see the Lamborghini just pulling away there. James Moore just getting a better run through there. It's another place you want to sacrifice speed so you can make this turn here. And Nick Biddick's just pushed it again. Really handling that section very well. That's Thomas Foster up in P3 after that earlier. Turns 2 and 3. Just dropping off from Alan Marks at the moment. But still comfortable in second position there. Just scored the fastest first sector by over a second. Almost losing it over to the outside of the circuit, but he's held it. And he's just scored the fastest lap of the race with a 122.051. That first sector definitely helped him as he was just off the pace in the second and third sectors in the lap there. He's definitely mastered how to do that, taking that curve nice and strong. Just balancing the accelerator. Looks like he's catching the marks a bit. He's catching now down to 2.5 seconds. You can see it all in a row there through this. It's a great shot down the hill. You can see how undulated this circuit is as well, so there's a lot of changes underneath you. So like Alan marked on the screen earlier, you've really got to wrestle the car and balance the car. You see the gaps to next. Closest battle at the moment. Biddick again finds himself in P7 and Anderson once again just running wide there. He's got to control that braking zone. Got on the loud pedal too early and he's turned around. You can see all the flames on the road map, top right hand corner. A lot of people on their fastest lap will go back up like Thomas Foster. Yep, you can see the purple sector in the middle there. Just half a second down, but he's just scored the fastest lap of the race, 121.746. These tyres definitely helping these guys as we see the lap times go down. Nice aerial shot there of Foster down through the S's. Very clinical through. You can see the shiny part of the track. That's where it starts to rub it up. Up over the crest there. A lot of people are going to find themselves come unstuck, and this back section as well, because you carry a lot of speed but you've got to reduce it all, otherwise the camber's slightly off and washes you off to the outside of the circuit. And that's fostering the Bentley team. Nice canary colours. It looks like Bentley's for the GT3 series for 21, I think, but there'll still be custom cars out there. So we're still going to see that Bentley's on track for another year or so. The teams decide to go. Beautiful car to watch and listen to when you go to a GT3 race, especially the Bathurst. Just the flutter of that exhaust. So Alan Marks up front. He's wrestling his car and we'll go on board with him and see how he does it. Still got the guys in tow. Scott Black slowly closing the gap there, and Foster's just about to get on the back of Flack. So this could be a great duel towards the second half of the race. Alan Marks had locked up there, but he's done enough to keep it in control. Beautiful circuit this one, Road Atlanta. And Alan Marks is on the fly. He's half a second up on the first sector. Let's see what he does for the second sector. As he's gunning for that fastest lap of the race with 17 minutes to go. You can see the speed traps there. 0.2 down on the second sector, but it should still be enough to get the fastest lap of the race if he keeps the pace up over this crest here. A bit wide on that, so he's gone on around the outside. No, he just missed out. 122.1 by about 0.3 of a second. And here's Foster and Flack together now. Part of the racetrack, but technically not part of the racetrack. Yellow line on either side of the circuit is minutes, but it's always over. It's necessary part of the ride there. Nice to see the other two cars in the front. Top three together and Scott Moran lapping with a 122.9, so it's on par with the leader of the race so far. But those young mistakes, he's also been a lot of work. He's starting to get back to the first grid after race 2. Foster the closest threat to Black in P2 at the moment. Hold his own. You can see Thomas going shallower there as Black's trying to go wide and then cut down the main straight for the last one. But that's Foster with the fastest lap of the race again at 121.662. More on Games as been a sponsor of us with service this year. Their help's been invaluable, and without them we wouldn't have been able to host these events through 2020. So thanks again for their support. Products this year as well. And the support in the Bathurst 1000 61 laps race. And our winner is actually with us tonight, Thomas Foster in the yellow. Bentley, he received the 9 wheel, which replaced his old G3. There we are, Foster, will he go up the inside? There he's up the side, there he goes. And that's Black in a P2, he makes it stick, Foster up in front. Stay with Foster at the moment because if anything happens on the 20s, he does want to clean up, and it looks like he could be posting another fastest lap of the race. Last lap was 121. Just off his fastest lap, but not by much. You see the back end of Alan Marks just skipping out there. The driver cam again. See if he's feeling the pressure. See on the formation rig, he's really working that G29 there. He's doing alright to keep him at bay. In certain parts of the track, he's definitely close. Down to 0.3, but we can visually see it's very, very close. Any impact on the front runners, the top three? Looks like Scott Blake's just dropping off a bit. Maybe those tyres are starting to fade for him. He's now 1.5 seconds further back from these two. Very hard to pass here unless you're down the back. That chicane or you make a mistake. So you just got to force the other driver to make the mistake, and it looks like Alan's doing that. Look how the size of the cars. That must be huge in the mirror of Alan Marks there. You see the revision camera on Alan Marks' car. You can see how wide that yellow car looks in the mirrors, both the camera and the logo. Alan's going to run out of that turn there. You see the camera possibly close in on the brakes. Ferrari got longer legs, I think, down the straight, so you can see possibly turning on the right. There it is. Equally friendly. That's the gap there. This is bringing Scott Black back in as the gap's only 0.8 now. He's got almost 0.8 of a second gain on that lap. Definitely made half a second on that lap alone. Alan's just run wide, and there's Foster on the inside. They've touched down side by side. Tom's going to get the inside, but he's just accidentally run wide. Not too sure how that's going to play out. Exactly what I said. Scott Blake's in the game now because he just stuck to these two. Very hard to pass. Thomas Foster went for it in turn 3, I should say. He's 5 second versus he's dropped back down to P3 at the moment. Scott Black now up in the lead. Nick Biddick just dropping further back down to 5 seconds. Foster now in P3. It's a great battle with 7 minutes to go. I'll just go back to Nick Fiddick in P4. That's him in driver camp. Okay, we'll go back up the front as these guys are still together in just climbing on the back of Alan again. Oh God, these guys are closing up really tight. Not too sure if Flake's struggling. That makes Alan big in the middle. These guys quite different approaches. Foster's been playing 2 ways. He's just going to wait to see how Alan will try and overtake Scott Black, and then Foster will clean up the other way. So Alan's really got to be attacking and defending at the same time. Got a back line. I'm not too sure who that is. Let me see the track. So that'll be. Oh, he's going to get swamped pretty soon by these 3, and this is for the lead. Did Anderson run wide there? I can see one. So that's safe for these guys. Great racing for these 3 up the front. We're all within, what, half a second of each other. So 5 minutes to go. This is going to be an interesting battle towards the end. Oh, Alan just working it over the curves there, and that allows Foster on the inside. Side by side, that Bentley's pretty dominant. That little Ferrari's not going to make. That Ferrari's not going to make any impact on Big Bentley. You know, it's a large car, it's still the same weight or relatively quite light, so. Competitive car in the GT3 field, and it's been dominant through the GT3 league as well. As Foster's stronger under brakes, goes around the outside, and that's where the speed is. So we've got Flack in front now. Foster's going to try and chase. He's kept another marks there at the Ferrari's a bit wide over that section there, so that's smooth up. You see Foster is staying on that side, and that's how important it is to stay inside and get on the gas early. To make that back straight long up and be able to get up to top speed a lot earlier. Archie's dropping the 30-second back there. He's better up from the last 3 minutes. That section there. last 2 minutes to make a move, otherwise he can undo himself by letting Flack in behind him and get in the draft and take that position back. It is a beautiful flow of the circuit, but again, there's not many overtaking positions. There's only real one driving line through most of the part of the circuit. Like we're catching up to the back of Nick Middick and Bentley. See where Troy just, yeah, it's Troy Jaslowski and Bentley. He's got the top three coming up behind. We've got the, what I call the sunny line. We've got orange, green and red, or yellow, green and red I should say. And that's Foster trying to make a move. Oh, and Jaslowski getting out of the way. Great work from the back marker there. Side by side, and here comes Alan Mark. Wow, what a great race. Flack just pushing away. And that's allowed Alan Marks up into P2. He's trying to go wide to cut in tight, but that's not going to help him. Definitely taken the title line through that section. Foster's now up at P1. With just over a minute to go. This could be the final lap. A lap in at 1:22, we've got a minute 10 to go, so look, it's borderline whether they're going to cross the line with 0 seconds to go to take the checkered. We're not complaining, this is a great race with the top three, 50 seconds to go. There's Thomas Foster out in P1, Alan Mark 2, and Scott Flack in P3. We've got Amber Light and then Stop and Go right behind him. Trying to get up. Black trying to get on the back of Marks there. Whether he'll tuck in the slipstream and then pull out one of the breakers. Scott Black now will come out on the brakes. Alan Marks has made that Ferrari as wide as he can. Looks like one last lap now. These three still together, that's it. That's the timer, so now the next time we come around is the check-in. So this will be for position, and Flack getting up the inside there. Scott's had to brake hard to get that car through there. Scott Flack right behind. Thomas Foster coming back to the pole as well, so Marks, we've got half a lap to gain on both these cars. We're back to the top three within a second of each other. This will make great viewing towards the end of the third race of the evening. Because these guys will know how to where these guys last. See the tongue out for Alan Mark with a flying Scott Flack behind. Scott's got Foxen on the inside, but how has he? Right, back on board with the line. Right, the two side by side. Who's it going to be? Where did Flack go? Looks like Flack went straight ahead. And that's Scott Flack taking P3. Nick Fiddick still down the back straight. Further 30 seconds down the road in the Bentley. Coming across, take the check in P4, race 1. That leaves the other Bentley crossing the line also in P5. James Moyer in P6 and rounds out the top 7. Okay, so there's your picture results. That's Thomas Voss have taken out P1. Alan Marks P2 in for Kessel Racing. P3 Scott Plack after just running wide on the last corner. I think Alan and Scott just bumped together, come around the curb there. Nick Biddick finishes P4 after a couple of issues there, or incidents. Troy Stacey P5, James Moyer P6, and Anders Anderson in P7. Alright, we're going to reset the grid, reverse grid next race, and we'll be back with you after these messages.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
Okay, welcome back, race 2, it's reverse grid. Once guys roll off again, I'll show you the starting order. It's the second 25-minute race here at Road Atlanta in Bracelton, Georgia, USA. Okay, so here we go. Formation lap. Okay, so this is the starting order. We've got Troy Jaslowski and Anders Anderson up front in the Bentley and the Mercedes. Next to them is James Moyer and Scott Flack. Third row of the grid will be Alan Marks and Nick Fiddick. And then in P7 will start Thomas Foster. LLCs hasn't made it for this race, so he's probably still in traffic. Hopefully he can make it for the third race of the evening. Okay, beautiful livery, the anime, Japanese racing team, Good Smile Racing, based out of Japan. You can see him swerving down the back straight. Nick Fiddick Jaslowski just playing it cool in the white Bentley. Oh, looks like they're going to get a wobble on if they keep that up. Managed to stay on track. So the faster guys will be down the back trying to make their way through. Alright, sorry ladies and gentlemen, we've just got to restart the race and let these guys restart the grid. Back to the formation lap. James Moyer didn't grid up. Okay, so I am the commissaire as well, so I've got to communicate with these guys. One of the drivers had a minute to grid up and failed to, unfortunately, just setting up the brake bias and fuel. But it looks like he's gridded up there in the, where is the James Moyer starting in P3 in the Grasser Racing car. So we can add James Moyer to P3. He'll be starting on the second row of the grid behind Anderson and Jaslowski. So just about to start 10 seconds away from our formation lap. Okay, so we can see the field in front of Foster. He's the one going to be trying to charge through. Hopefully he just lets everyone settle in and then just pick them off one by one. He's got a full 25 minutes to do so. As he'll be charging the big yellow Bentley behind Alan Marks. You can see in the red Ferrari just in front. So it's Troy Jaslowski in the Bentley, Anders Anderson in the Mercedes AMG, James Moyer in the green Lambo Hurricane, Scott Flack in the green Ferrari, one of two 488s in tonight's race, the second one being Alan Marks, starting from P5. Nick Fiddick, who lost his chance on the opening race, he'll be starting in the back due to the reverse grid rules, and he's in the third Bentley of the night. And Thomas Foster in the yellow Bentley. Alright, so they're coming around down the back straight, just warming up the tyres. Great cockpit view of Anders Anderson's car at the moment. You see you come up over the hill, but you can't see the other side. You just have to pick and choose a line, pick a tree in the background and go for it. You can see the racing line just rubbering up at the moment. Okay, looks like they're falling short of their spot, but They're all locking in at the moment. Once they all lock in, we'll see the timer. Here we go, 7 seconds to the start of the race. We see the lights at top left-hand corner. There it is. Troy just getting off slow there. Balking James Moyer, but it's Anders Anderson. Going to take us into turn one unless Scott Flack dives up on the inside. No, Anders Anderson, hopefully he doesn't. And commentator's curse. There he goes, off into turn one. The rest of the pack don't need a second chance to go through. They'll take it. They really need to nurse those colder tyres, as they were just racing on hot tyres with plenty of grit. These are still relatively cold, so give it a couple of races. James Moyer's at the back there in the green Hurricane coming up over the crest there. The two white Bentleys. That's Nick Fiddick again, back down, dropping back down on the start there. Oh, Foster almost trying to get up the inside. Alan Marks down the back straight. That's James Moyer with the fastest first sector of the race so far. Got Foster and Moyer back there in the green machine. And there's the stop car of Alan Marks in the Ferrari. It's Scott Flack with a 1.2 second lead ahead of the three behind him. You see Anders not getting used to that turn one braking zone again, and he's run wide as Fiddick takes Cieslawski for P5. And now he should be charging up to get on the back of this group in front. Oh, Marks and Foster at it again. Already it's only first couple of minutes into the second race. Not even 3 laps down and we're already battling out. Are these guys going to use their tyres? You see Alan Marks driving that red Ferrari in front with Tom Foster right behind him. Alan Marks just holding the inside line. Foster just locking up slightly. But he's still in touch with Alan Marks at the moment. Down the main straight it is. It's Scott Flack up the front with the fastest lap of the race, 1:21.511. That's close to the fastest lap of last race from Thomas Foster. Very important to take that inside curb there. Get through the corner a lot easier down the hill. Bentley a bit more robust, so harder to just throw through these corners. He's got on the gas nice and early. You can see him closing up on the back of Marks and the red Ferrari. Oh, he's locked up there trying to get in. Yes, you can hear that Foster got on the gas earlier there. But Marks also on a good exit. I've heard some yelling in the store. It looks like Nick Fiddick's still struggling. Back in P4, he's got James Moyer close behind. You can sort of see Nick Fiddick's screen there. Oh, just getting sideways, trying to pull that car back in. Doesn't stop him chewing that gum. He's still chewing away. It's great to see these guys without the helmet tonight. So that's Fiddick rotating with James Moyer. Just getting a bit loose still, just wrestling that car. You can see leaving a few marks here and there. He's actually closing on the back of these guys, so these three are going to slow each other down, and you'll see Nick Biddick, if he stays on track, catching up the back of these three. Go to Alan Marks. This is going to be a great battle all night, ladies and gentlemen, with these three. Scott Flack, Alan Marks and Thomas Foster. Hopefully Nick Biddick can come up the back and make it 4 cars battling for the lead in the second Bentley. Oh, so many different lines coming through there, but they all have to hit the apex down the main straight. Alan taking the inside line, but he's going to run wide here and allow Foster up the inside. But there's no way to go because these three are going to be blocking each other's exits, to be honest. Oh, and that's Scott Flack taking a dive at the front, so that's left Alan Marks. He's going to drop back to P5 now. But back up the front, Marks and Foster neck and neck. So unfortunately, Flack buckled under the pressure. The Grasshopper. Still got a lot to learn from the Masters. Although Flack is the current Formula 1 champion for 2020, as we completed that season last Thursday night, and he took it out quite convincingly. So this is a battle for the lead. Alan Marks in front, Thomas Foster half a second behind. That little mistake's cost him some time and a good run up the hill. So we can see Foster trying to make all sorts of manoeuvres. And there's the gap behind to Foster going into turn 1. Sounds, I do apologise there, guys. You don't want to hear my voice all night. Beautiful roaring sound of the Ferrari 488 GT3. That was Scott Flack just... Oh, penalty for Scott Flack. Either entering or exiting the pits. Let's see where he's at. Looks like he exited the pit. Not too sure whether he went for tyres or whether he received a penalty for cutting track, trying to get back on. But we'll go back up front. That's going to cost him the race. Okay, so that brings Nick Biddick up into the fold. 2 seconds behind these guys, so the front two keep battling it out. Nick Biddick's going to climb up. Taking the tight line through turn 1. Definitely pulling up the brakes and getting that car to turn beautifully into this down the hill section. On screen in the Lambo. Go to the front team because this battle's on. I'll watch Nick Biddick trying to chase these guys down while he's chewing Hubba Bubba. Foster close up on the brakes. Marks is definitely covering his lines there. You can hear the engine getting quite light over the crest. I keep mentioning it, but it's definitely heart and throat moment as you come over the crest, full noise in these cars. As Foster trying to go up the inside. Don't know where he's gone, I couldn't see him. Oh, looks like he's dropped out of the race. Oh no, that's bad luck for Thomas Foster. I can still see him on the screen, but he's dropped out a bit, so... Looks like he had a glitch there, so that brings Nick Biddick on screen in driver cam. He's not too happy. But he's in P2, there's nothing to be unhappy about. Foster just dropping down the order as it looks like he's dropped from the server. Not too sure if that's an electrical issue or not. There he is in the pits. We'll go back on board with Nick Biddick at the moment. Chasing down Alan Marks in P1, only 1.6 seconds now the gap. Nice overhead shot there of Nick Biddick, bringing the gap. Still sitting at 1.6 at the moment, but visually it looks a lot closer than that as he locks up the inside. This is the closest gap of the race now. Nick Biddick definitely closing in. He's reduced that gap in half now, 0.8 of a second. You see the biggest gains and losses. Lost the start of the back, so I guess he hasn't lost or gained any, but Marks and Biddick both making up 4 spots. Flack, unfortunately, getting that pit lane penalty. He's putting back in down the field in P5 at the moment. And Chislowski's doing a good job holding firm in P4, so he's out by himself. Coming down the back straight into the heavy braking zone over the crest. And Scott Flack behind him, so this will be for position. Pretty soon, within a couple of laps, we'll see Scott Flack right up close to the back of Chislowski. Chislowski also taking the tighter line and running wide. Scott Flack also in the grass. That's why we call him the grasshopper. As he's in P5, about to try to make it P4. Battle up front, now down to 0.4 of a second, so Biddick up and down. They've both got their stronger part of the circuit. That's Nick Biddick in the driver cam there. Oh, look how close it is, Alan Marks. Up front, definitely getting a better run up. Lighter car up over the crest, down the main straight. Just clipping the final part of that ripple strip is where you want to be. Carrying a lot more speed through turn 1. Braking hard, turn 3, take that inside. He's just run a bit wide there, so that's going to upset him down this section as well. He's just got to get back in that rhythm, which he's done. That's a penalty for Chislowski. Biddick in the Bentley, just riding those curves a lot better than Ferrari. The Ferrari a lot lighter and nimble. They get bounced around trying to ride the curves. James Moyer in the Grasser Racing Lamborghini Hurricane is now in P3. and Flack's taken that position from Czeslowski, as Czeslowski, I think, dove into the pits there. And unfortunately, looks like he carried too much speed. As we follow James Moy now. 10 minutes to go. We've got another battle up front for this race. Unfortunately, not involving Flack and Foster, but it's Marks and Fiddick. We're on board with Nick Fiddick now, chasing Alan Marks, Mr. Hubba Bubba. Or is it Mr. Wrigley's? I'm not too sure which one he's sponsored by. That's a great overhead. You can see the front just getting corrected. And you can see the driver just correcting it on the wheel. The gaps should be under a second at least by the next sector. Looks like a long first sector. I mean, it shows only 32 seconds, but it feels a lot longer. Although the full lap's only a minute 22, so that seems about right. Every race circuit split up into 3 even sectors. So Fiddick closes up to a half a second gap now. Looks like the rest of the field's spaced out. Although, Moya, who's he with? Oh, there's Thomas Foster back out on track. So it looks like he's reset and he's on the charge. He's still on the lead lap. So is he on the lead lap? Let's just check that out. No, he's a lap down, but only 20 seconds behind. He's got to chase down Anders Anderson in P6. So it looks like a battle for P3, but it's not. Foster will just want to unlap himself and get past James Moyer. Just a Fiddick make a scream, but looks like he's still okay. Still in touch with Alan Marks at the moment. So back with Moyer and Foster. Moya loving these GT3 cars. Representing the Grasser Racing Lamborghini Huracan. Or Huracan, whichever way you want to say it. Pronounce it. Current fastest lap of the race is... looks like it is... Scott Flack with a 121.511. And the next fastest is Nick Fiddick with a 121.578. It's not even 6/100 for the second apart, so... And that James Moyer posting the fastest middle sector. So if you just joined us, we're in the final round for this year, I should say, or the final race for us this year, before we go on a Christmas break. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone watching. There's still 2 rounds to go in the GT3 League, but the V8 League finished up last night. And that replay should be posted up over the weekend. And Formula 1 finished last week. Currently watching James Murray in the Lamborghini Huracan. Just fending Thomas Foster, who had an earlier glitch and is rejoined back in P7. He was battling for the lead, and then we just saw him disappear from the circuit. Fiddick just dropping off the back of Alan Marks now, so the gap's now 2.2. And that's Alan Marks out in front. Alan Mark's still out in front with 4 minutes 50 seconds to go. He's got to cross the line when the timer reaches 0, and that'll be the end of the race. So far, Fiddick's still in touch. He is gaining a little, but as we see Anders Anderson just coming to pit lane at the moment, and that might be Troy Cieslawski as well. It is. You can see the pit notifications behind. Hopefully we don't see a penalty for Anders Anderson. No, it looks like it's pretty clear. And Cieslawski might be coming in to serve his penalty. So he rejoins in P5. And he'll have Foster chasing him behind with 42 seconds to go. 4 minutes left. Maybe he could do it. Fiddick just dropping off a little bit now, 2.6 seconds off the lead. We've got Alan Marks on screen, out by himself. And you've got him on driver cam as well. Once I do the calculation, it looked like it'll be an interesting final race as we go. We calculate the grid from the first 2 results of the evening, so I'm sure Alan Marks will be up in front as Foster's down the back and Flax in 4. So maybe Fiddick might be starting the race in P2. We'll see after we sort out this race here. I think that's Cieslawski just in front. Just running wide, trying to give everyone room, but unfortunately he's hitting all the bumps and spinning in front of everyone. So that's Anders Anderson just going past in the AMG. Great looking car there of Anders from Sweden, racing with us from the shop. In the shop, we don't have eyes on him at the moment, but he's racing in here with Alan Marks and Nick Fiddick at the moment. Stay on board with Anders for a while. He's really got a great on-board camera shot. Hopefully I don't give him the commentator's curse and he stays on track. Last 2 times I've crossed at him, he's overshot the first turn. 2 minutes to go now. That's probably 2 more laps for Alan out front. 5 seconds adrift of, not adrift, out in front of Nick Fiddick. James Moyer doing a great job in P3. Probably his best result. Well, it's his first race with us in the GT3, so definitely his best result so far. Unfortunately, he just missed the gridding up, so we had to restart the race for race 2. So he could grid up. That's Anders Anderson taking the inside curves there. Just running wide over the blue and yellow ripple strips. Nice big fat ripples for that section of the circuit. Down to 3rd. Probably down to 2nd, even first for this next turn. Managed to hold it in 2nd. Nice, well done. So he runs down the back straight. Alright, we're going to cross to Alan Marks because we've only got 40 seconds left in the race so far, and he's been out the front pretty much since the green flag. So it's now a 7-second gap over Fiddick in P2, and James Moyer, I'll just cross to him. Oh, he's got Thomas Foster still right behind him, so Moyer's not going to get blue flags. It's because Foster's over a lap down on Moyer, so Moyer doesn't need to move for Foster, but Foster is the more experienced car on track there. That could be Nick Fiddick just in front of them, I think. It is. So that's Alan Marks crossing the line And here comes Nick Fiddick. Alan Marks happy with that one. That's Nick Fiddick and James Moyer crossing the line. Scott Flack definitely happy there. So that's Foster already across the line as well. Cieslawski, now Anderson. Comes down the back straight. Few corners to go now, and then Mercedes AMG for Anders Anderson taking out P7. Foster managing to get himself back up into P5. What a fantastic job. Unfortunately, he dropped out halfway through the race, but he managed to get a lap down, but work his way back up into 5 to minimise that damage there. Okay, so the results. Yes, the results, please. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. 3 times the charm. Alan Marks taking P1 ahead of Nick Fiddick in P2 in the rest of the Bentleys. James Moyer, best result so far in the Lamborghini Huracan. He takes out P3 for the race. Scott Flack unfortunately had that in, ran wide just after turn 3 and he dropped back, suffering a pit lane penalty, I remember, and Thomas Foster working his way back up into P5. Trevor Cieslawski in the third of the Bentleys in P6, and Anders Anderson in the Mercedes AMG taking out P7. Alright, we'll go to another commercial break. I'll sort out the grid and we'll be back for P3, so stay tuned. With thanks to our sponsors, Jewelry on James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewelry on James. I'll just go and show you the grid with voice. So Alan Marks worked his way on pole from the results of the first two races. Thomas Foster next to him, great effort after dropping out early. Nick Biddick will be starting in P3, Scott Flack in the 488 next to him. Third row of the grid, James Moyer. Great effort in that third, coming third in that second race. Works up into P5 and next to him, Troy Cieslawski. And starting in P7 will be Anders Anderson. Helio C's obviously couldn't be with us and join us in time for the final race of the year. Very sad. 25 minutes to go, and we'll be back with you on the 13th of January, as I'll just show you the schedule. Next race will be Macau, so 13th of January. That'll be an interesting race for sure, because that's definitely a go track. Anyway, back to the timing. Okay, we'll bring you up all the goodies. Track map so you can follow your favourite driver. Okay, so before the race finishes tonight, I'd like to thank everyone for watching us and sticking with us for the year. We hope to see you back for the 7th round of the GT3 race, which will be the first one back in the new year. Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year. So let's get back to the racing. Alan Marks on pole, Thomas Foster. It's going to be a ding-dong battle into the first corner. Go on board. We've got in-car of Alan Marks, but following Thomas Foster in the yellow Bentley. Alan Marks has definitely been quicker off the line, so we'll see if he gets the whole shot. Watch the lights at the top. And off they go. Here we go. 25 minutes to go in the last race of the season. And yes, Alan Marks again getting a great run off the line. That brings Scott Flack up into P2 on the inside there. I can see just behind. He settles into P2 already. Alan Marks has shot off, and that's Fiddick in the second Bentley right behind his other Bentley compatriot in Thomas Foster. Behind him, James Moyer. It looks like Anders Anderson stayed on track enough to be in P6 at the moment. Troy Cieslawski in the top 7. Back up front, that's where the action is. Look at it back there. That's Alan Marks up the front. Anders Anderson trying to get up next to James Moyer. He gets the move done, but he's just off in the grass, so he's undone what he's just did. That's hard to say fast. Alright, so we've got Scott Flack chasing Alan Marks on screen now. He's going to go up the inside, round the outside. We're on the front bonnet of Scott Flack as we chase down Alan Marks, who's just hit the grass. Is that going to allow Foster to come behind? Yes, it's closed them all up, and there's Nick Biddick. Also Flack just running wide there, struggling on that last turn. Losing a spot to Foster and Fiddick, so the two Bentleys moving up now. Flack down to P4. The Grasshopper's still got a couple of things to learn. Sorry, Scott, but you're green in colour and you're the Grasshopper and I'm the Fox, don't forget that. But Scott Flack's our current Formula 1 champion for 2020, so I can't take anything away from him. The two Bentleys side by side will go on board with Nick Biddick in the shop here. Got eyes on him as we watch on screen. Thomas Foster in the yellow and Nick Biddick is in the white Bentley right behind. So the biggest movers and shakers so far is just the back two, Anderson and Cieslawski. Anderson dropping back after conceding the position by going off into the grass. Marks over a second, just over a second in front now. Foster charging hard, and so too is Fiddick. Fiddick's got to manage those tyres. As we see Foster with two fast sectors, he's going to be posting, and you'll see the notification up on screen next to the True Force logo. There it is. Oh. Actually, we'll see Alan Marks, but it'll soon be replaced with Thomas Foster as he's posted 121.733. Looks like we're stuck on that one for now. Maybe we'll see Thomas Foster. Nope. Anyway, so Thomas Foster does have the fastest lap of the race so far, as we saw on the sector times in his display window down the bottom right-hand corner, as he's currently sitting in P2, trying to get past Alan as quickly as possible. Riding on the front bumper of... Oh, go around the outside. He's just lost a bit of space there. Alan Marks trying to make that Ferrari as wide as possible as the big Bentley wants to squeeze up next to him. We almost saw him got the job done in. Here he comes up the inside. Alan's got to hold that position under brakes as he's chosen to take the inside. You can see him leaving some black marks there. See Foster just braking early but accelerating over the curb, which settles the curb and gets a better run through there as we go down and up the hill through the S's, braking hard into a deceivingly sharp left, but there's plenty of runoff if you make a mistake. As we see these two within 0.2 of a second and Fiddick close behind. One little mistake and Foster's going to make you pay for it. He's gone up the inside. Hey, not that one, that one. Look at that, 4 cars. This is what we were expecting earlier on, but here it is. Final race of the season. And Alan Marks is trying to get back up the inside, but Foster's got up next to him again. He's got the better run for the... over the crest and down the main straight. Fiddick saying, hello boys, I'm right here, don't forget about me. Oh, Mark's just getting us sideways. You can see him on screen. Almost opposite lock as he comes down over 200 k's an hour and looks like Black's just hit the grass again. And he goes off into turn 1 and Fiddick moves up into P2. Alan Marks just lost concentration there, or let open the inside, and it's the 2 Bentleys getting the job done, P1 and 2. Foster now stretching the lead. But he's got Fiddick right behind him. You can see how close he closes up there. Taking that curb early, carrying more speed through that corner. So they go down the back stretch. Alan Marks has got a bit of work to do. We'll go back on board with Fiddick as we follow him. Now chasing down Thomas Foster in P1. Nick Fiddick definitely enjoying this. He's up on the first sector and slightly down on the second sector. So could be on for a fastest lap of the race. The current laps held by Thomas Foster with a 121.733. We can see there on the bottom right hand window. And he's in the draft of Foster, so 122 flat. So great job, still in touch with Fiddick and pulling away from Marks now, 1.1 away, and Flack dropped down to P6 at the moment. That incident running wide on turn 1's definitely cost him a lot of spots, and he's paid the price in race 2 and race 3 now. Doesn't take much to hit that grass, and once you do, it's all game over. You can try and fight back 2 more positions to finish stronger for the round and finish off the year on a good note. Nick Fiddick definitely smashing that first sector again, 0.6 up on the fastest lap so far. 17 minutes to go in the race. Final lap of the year for us at Racecentre. Hopefully you can register with us and start racing with us next year, get on board. You'll be part of the stream and part of the Racecentre community. We'll have V8 leagues, Formula 1 leagues, and a GT3 league. We might introduce another one if the year goes strong next year. We're currently watching Nick Fiddick. There he goes. Oh, Thomas Foster just outdoing him, but actually Alan Marks has just got the fastest lap of the race, so 121.189. All three of them were within a bees, you know what, of each other. And you can see that on screen too, so Alan Marks really fighting hard. James Moyer back in the pits. That for tyres, that's going to be a costly exercise. That's dropping him back down to the rear of the grid. He's in P6, but he'll drop back even further. Back up the front now, the top three, all within visuals of each other. Still got 16 minutes to go. That's not even halfway through. Mr. Hubba Bubba yelling out. Not too sure if he took a corner a bit wide there, costing him a bit of time to the leader. But he's still 0.7 seconds back. Foster just punching in those consistent times, sitting on the low 121s. That's James Moore just dropping out of the race there. So he probably knows he'll finish P7. Look at that, Foster's just nailing at a flat 121.011. These guys are really pushing. That's Alan Marks coming up the back of Fiddick there. It's a 15-minute call, 15 minutes to go. No, I want Alan Marks. There you go. We're on board with Alan Marks chasing down Nick Fiddick on screen. Might change it to Alan Marks so I can relate. Probably burning up those tyres, trying to get on the big Bentley, tuck in that slipstream. Flack moved his way back up to P4 so far. He's 26 seconds down from these three, and Marks is going up the inside. Fiddick just shut the door there. He's left himself open. Oh, Bentley stronger under brakes. And he's definitely pulled it up. Fiddick needs to protect that inside, otherwise Marks is going. And there he is, over the crest. Side by side down the... Oh, God. How are these guys doing? I don't know. These guys were racing in real life. I'd hate to be cleaning their driving suit right now. Thankfully, they're in the sim. Oh, Fiddick just getting the side of that car sideways. He's a bit messy through here. He's lost it. He's just carried too much speed. Couldn't get it pulled up in time, and that brings Alan Marks back up into P2, 4 seconds behind Thomas Foster. Not too sure if Fiddick was just lost concentration there, or hit a curb which unsettled the car. We saw the car get sideways and maybe overcorrecting, and it's thrown the car right off the circuit, and he's pretty much a passenger from that point on. But he's still in P3, so not all's lost. He could finish the night third for the round. So if I look at the movers and shakers, Foster moving up one spot, just a couple of minor position changes. Fiddick and Flack both staying as is. So we're just over halfway, 12 minutes 20 seconds to go. And it's the main man, Mr. Biceps, Thomas Foster. Second in the F Formula 1 League for 2020 and second in the V8 League for 2020. So he's definitely showed his skill across all platforms and disciplines. He's definitely dominating this race with 12 minutes to go. Had an unfortunate dropout thanks to NBN in that second race, which cost him a few spots. And probably cost him the round tonight, to be honest, because if Alan stays in P2, he'll collect the round win for the final race of the year. Thomas Foster currently lapping in the 121.6, so he's not far off his fastest lap. But there's Alan Marks in the background. Gap's still 4.7 seconds, but when Alan crosses the line, we could see that reduced a little bit. It looks like it's 4.7. He lost 0.3 of a second on that last lap just gone, so he has dropped off a little. So Alan Marks just getting the call over the radio that the gap's now 4.8 seconds. Thanks to crewchief.org. If you ever want an engineer software, definitely get yourself crewchief.org. Download it for free and make a donation as soon as you can, because it's the best software you'll ever get for sim racing. You can tailor it to your needs, and you can program your own name in it, so he'll talk to you personally. So that's crewchief.org. Still watching Thomas Foster in P1. Gap now 5.4 seconds. So yes, definitely stretching that lead with 10 minutes remaining. Alan's still trying to keep in touch, but Foster's just showing a clean pair of heels, not making many mistakes or getting the car sideways. Show you Alan Marks in P2 at the moment, trying to chase down really working that wheel, trying to keep that Ferrari on track. There's a lot of bumps you've got to ride to get the better line, but it also upsets the car a lot. You can see the dip there. Nick Fiddick just receiving a penalty. I'm not too sure. Could be cut track. I'm not too sure. There are track limits on this circuit. If he serves it, he still could find himself in P3 or 4. So I'd say that's exceeding track limits there. Not too sure if Nick's gonna serve that this lap. Here he comes in the pit lane. Oh, he's throwing a lot of speed. There's the light, so he needs... Oh, he's just clipped that. Not having the best of nights. Unfortunately, that's the commentator's curse. If you follow a driver, he starts making mistakes. I'm sorry about that, Nick. We'll have to apologise to the team at Hubba Bubba as well. That's Nick Fiddick trying to serve that penalty. It's just a drive-through, it looks like. So that penalty's definitely being cleared, as I can see his screen, and you can see his screen from here. No more penalty to be served. So that's Nick Fiddick. Rejoins in P3 still, so Scott Flack. I wouldn't imagine being that far back still, because Fiddick still made some mistakes even coming into pit lane. I think I can hear Anders Anderson. Just he's coming to pit lane. Looks like he's very fast in there, so I'm expecting a penalty from him. Or for him, I should say. Let's see if he leaves pit lane and gets another one. No. He's done enough. It's a fast pit lane speed limit, 80k tonight at Road Atlanta in America, Georgia, America. So I'll follow Nick Biddick on full hot lap for him with 6.5 minutes to go. You see the opposite lock trying to get the car under control into turn 1. See the full motion simulator by D-Box really giving him the feel of the ripple strips he's hitting. It's not a comfortable ride, but he's kept the head straight. Coming up to the back straight now. That's turn 6 at the moment, heading up to turn 7. And go down to turn 8. This little kink here is turn 8. Doesn't look like a turn, but it's enough to make it turn 8. We're coming over the crest of turn 9. Down the hill, heavy into turn 10A. And then quickly 10B, Alpha and Bravo, up the hill. Over the crest, turn 11. Blind crest for these drivers at that level. And we're scooting through turn 12, down the main start finish line. Five minutes to go, it's still Thomas Foster out in front. Dominating this race at the moment. Last lap was a 1:22.396. Alan Marks behind was a 1:23.1, so he's pulled another 0.8 seconds ahead of Alan Marks. But I think Alan Marks has done enough to take the round win, providing we stay in this position. I don't want to give away anything. It is commentator's curse, so I'll shut up right now. Thomas Foster still with the fastest lap of the race at 1:21.011. Not many lap times out there at the moment are holding close to that, as these tyres will be wearing off with only 4 minutes to go. These guys are doing enough to not need a pit stop for tyres, so they've judged it quite well. Just under 4 minutes to go now. Alan Marks was a bit stronger on that last lap. He was at least 0.9 of a second faster than Foster out in front. And you can see the gap actually just jumped half a second, but jumped almost 0.9 of a second down. Again, we'll show the onboard to the guys in the shop here on our full motion D-Box simulators from VRX. The D-Box motion system, definitely recommend. They've been solid for us in a commercial environment for the last 8-9 years, so definitely solid piece of equipment to be used day in, day out, every day of the year except for Christmas Day. Speaking of Christmas, if you're watching, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This will be our last race of the year, so we've only got just under 3 minutes to go till we finish up with the leagues, and we restart on January 13 with GT3s at Macau, so that'll be an interesting circuit. We'll probably introduce compulsory pit stop for each race on that one, just to separate or introduce a strategy for these guys, because there's not much overtaking on this track, and if someone does hit the wall and turn, then it's pretty much a blocked circuit, so we might see the safety car also on that one. Haven't seen much of the Grasshopper lately. He's still in P4, Scott Flack. got the right colour for the nickname. Although I've given him a few nicknames over the last few races. Jimbo for Jim's Mowing. I think I like the Grasshopper because he likes calling me the Fox. So unfortunately he has made a couple of mistakes, costing him a couple of positions. The guys up front have been too solid. Although it looks like, right as I say that, he's just opposite locked into, I think it was turn 7. And he's almost on the back of Nick Fiddick, so he could be gaining another position. We do have a minute to go with 2.2 seconds down. I can hear Anders the Swede giggling to himself, so I'm not too sure what that's about. Maybe just past the car. We haven't seen Cieslawski yet in P5. P5. Oh yeah, P5. So he's done well in the Bentley. Go back to the leader now because we're getting on to the last 50 seconds of the race. Just trying to figure out where he is. It looks like he's going to cross the line before the clock's due. He could be close. Could be very, very close. Maybe he'll just cross it in time. We'll stay Tom Foster as his well-deserved win for the night. First one of the night, but he probably deserved another one earlier. His second win for the night. As he won the first race of the night. 15 seconds to go. Looks like we're going around one more time. With 10 seconds to go, that means we've got one lap to go. And that's Nick Fiddick on a hot lap, or is that Scott Flack right behind? Here comes Scott Flack. Nice on board with the Ferrari 488, chasing down Nick Fiddick. Just keep an eye on Thomas Foster, he's out front. But these two closest battles so far. Here I thought it was going to be easy sailing for Fiddick in P3, but here comes Scott Flack. He posted his PB on the last lap with a 1:21.6. Oh, coming up close, trying to go around the right side, trying everything to put Nick Fiddick off. Might bring up Nick Fiddick to show him in the car, but we're on board with Scott Flack. That's Nick Fiddick in the Bentley just in front. Thomas Foster and Alan Marks are quite safe. Scott Flack, the Grasshopper, just making another mistake there, cooking it again. So it looks like Nick Fiddick will comfortably be in P3. And here comes Thomas Foster crossing the line. P1, great win, second win of the night for him. And that could have been, and there's Alan Marks crossing the line there. And here comes Nick Fiddick. 30 seconds further down the field. See if there's any doughies. Yeah, there's a doughy for us. Thank you very much, Tom. Great work, mate. Well done. 2 races, 2 race wins. Any more doughies? That's Alan Marks giving us a few for the end of the year. And Nick Fiddick crossing the line. There he goes. Nick Fiddick P3. That means Grasshopper. There he is again. And Troy Cieslawski. Ouch. Alright. Scott saying thank you very much for P4. And that's Anders Anderson coming. Cieslawski. Let's show Cieslawski. Doing a few does in the kid litter. As we're just waiting for Anders Anderson to come around for the final corner. Nice on board doughies up front line lock, but we'll go back to Anders Anderson as he closes out the racing for the season. Thank you very much for joining us. That's the last race of the night and last race of the season. So, results for that: Thomas Foster, P1, second race second win of the evening, but I think he'll finish P2 for the night. And we've got Alan Marks, P2, who's taken out the round win with a couple of seconds and a win. Nick Fiddick coming in third. Scott Flack in P4. Troy Slaski in the second of the Beamers. Sorry, third of the Beamers. Bentleys in P5. Anders Anderson from Sweden finishes in P6. And James Moyer retiring early after, I think, a penalty pit lane. Okay, so again, we've got, join us for the next race, which will be next year, 13th of January, that'll be a Wednesday night at Macau. So we'll probably have compulsory pit stops for that one. So that'll mix up the strategy for these guys. And then we've got one more round in the GT3. So I think we'll start the V8 Formula 1 at the back end of March, although V8 start a bit earlier next year in 2021. Thank you for joining us for this year. We really appreciate you guys sticking with us and supporting us throughout the year, and hopefully we can make this stream bigger and better than ever. Hopefully you can join the racing as well, and we'll catch you next year. With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.